reached another milestone. I can't believe it, but there's more than 500 of you now subscribed to the channel. I am so thrilled. You're liking the readings. They're resonating for you. So many of you have sent me really beautiful personalized messages, and I cannot thank you enough. It really just touches my heart. So thank you so much. And if this is your first time here with me, my name's Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as my website, odessamall.com, I hope to deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. And today we're going to be doing another fun reading. You guys have really enjoyed the readings where I'm looking at how others view you. So I'm going to be looking at what makes you sexy today. So I've got 3 piles for you to pick from. Pile number 1 is partnered with this incense cone. Incense, especially in a cone shape or a stick like I've got right here, is a really great way for you to easily cleanse your energy or any divination tools of low vibrational energy. And then pile number 2 is partnered with this little orange candle. This is a typical candle I would use for candle magic. The color orange is connected to your sacral chakra. And your sacral chakra is the chakra that helps you to connect with your creative energies. It helps you to birth new things into your life and into the world. And then pile number 3 is partnered with this dice. This is a tool that I use to add numerology messages to readings. It's really simple. I can just roll the dice and whatever number comes up is the additional message. And if any of you have been interested in starting to work with divination, or you were trying to think where you should start, you might want to start with numerology because we get so many messages through numbers, repeating digits. I constantly have people asking me like what 1111 means. And if any of you guys are interested in me doing another video talking about numerology, comment below and let me know because I'd be happy to do that. But it's a good place to start if you've been thinking about it and you weren't sure whether you should start with tarot or oracle or pendulums. I would suggest numerology. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a second to select your pile and I will see you in a moment. Hi, pile number 1. Okay, so I've got your pile here, your incense. So let's see what cards you got. You got Awaken, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. You got domination, love, the high priestess and the empress. Whoa. And Nemesine, the past. All right. Whoa. Okay. So you guys are extremely grounded and powerful people. It's your sense of power and your own authority in your life that's your primary sex appeal to others, you're the high priestess and the empress. What? Hello? Oh my God. Extremely spiritually advanced people. You have done a lot of work on yourself. You've released baggage from the past. You've overcome other people's domination. You've balanced out your own masculine and feminine energies within yourself. And you have approached yourself with love and compassion and really come into your own with your own gifts so that you can use your psychic nature as well as your abilities to manifest to literally create the life of your dreams. And people are like, who is this person? They are so intoxicating, so sexy. I don't think a lot of people have met somebody like you. Like, honestly, like, you are so far advanced to like the average person on their journey. You are likely working in a spiritual field, or you're working to guide people in some regard. And I think that you have such a loving and caring nature about yourself. And that was a hard fought battle for yourself, you know? Like, you had to be able to do that for other people. You had to learn how to do that to yourself. And I think that in the past, you probably had a lot of self-limiting beliefs about how you could express yourself and like show your own sensuality and sexuality, and you overcame that. And now you have this energy of a very wise soul who is in complete authority, you know? Like, you are this tiger, and I see tigers, cats in general, to be honest, as very self-assured. This is not a codependent energy. You know who you are. You're totally okay with being on your own. You're completely in tune with your physical form. I think that you're a take charge kind of person out in real life as well as in the bedroom. I don't think that you have any qualms at all about saying what you want. I think that you have a certain, you like have this real expensive energy about you know? Like, I really get the energy where you're like, you're very loving and caring to all people, but you are exclusive. You are not gonna just go out with anyone just because they're interested in you. And I think that was probably part of your shadow. I think in the past, you probably gave a lot of people a shot with you because they were nice people. I'm getting the energy of like, you entertaining the idea of somebody leaving the friend zone because you know that they're a good person. But in your heart of hearts, you knew back then that it wasn't going to work out. And there's a reason for that. And you've come to that point where you understand that it's like not every single person is at the same point of their spiritual development, and you need to be with a certain type of person that is spiritually advanced as well for you guys to be vibrating at the same level and be able to be like harmonious. I think that you've had issues in the past where either your partners didn't think that you were interested in them enough, or they took you for granted, or there could have also been energy where they were trying to stifle you, because the energy I'm getting from you is also that you're a real free spirit. You need separateness, you know? You need separateness to be able to have enough space to grow your roots. You know, like trees that are all packed in too close together and don't have enough, you know, soil depth to really like cement themselves and root themselves can easily be picked up with a storm that goes by. And you want to be able to have those deep, deep roots. And you know that because you've experienced that like unsettled energy before, and you released it by doing your own shadow work. And I think that people sense that balance in your energy, but don't necessarily like know what you did to get there. And they just see your like magnetism and they just want to have a piece of that. But then you know, like you recognize that not everyone is going to be able to be ready to go on that journey. You know, like into the shadow to do that. Like you really have to dive in deep. And so you're protective of your energy, like this tiger is protecting this beautiful crystal ball. And you are using your intuition, your third eye, your psychic insight to guide you to the right people, right? So you might spend a lot of time actually you know, single, like casually dating. I think that you have a lot of admirers. I definitely do. I think that you are seen as like a very, I think a lot of people put you on a pedestal because I'm getting the energy of like goddess energy, right? Like how can I not? With the Empress and the High Priestess. And that doesn't mean that you identify as being a woman. It's the energy of creation, of Mother Nature, of, you know, of just like being in tune with all of the cycles of your life. I think that you have a real artistry to your life as well. I think that you're a person that spends a lot of time making sure that you are investing energy into the things that bring you joy, balancing out your own energies, being creative, experimental. I think that you love to like try new things and travel and just, you know, you just ideas too. I think that you're the type of person that likes to be around new people and that you're inquisitive. You ask people questions, which people also find so intoxicating about you, because you might sit down with someone and in a very eloquent way ask very like deep questions that other people are wondering about but don't have the courage to ask because they're afraid that they're not going to be sensitive to the other person's experience. And you just have such a way about you that you're able to like speak from the heart and make sure that the other person always feels comfortable, and then they just find themselves magnetized to you as well. And then everyone that's watching this interaction is like, oh my God, how did they do that? And then they're in love with you too. Like I get the sense that there is a lot of people that are really, really, I got the word pining. They're pining over you. Now you might have had experiences in the past also where you actually ended up losing friends, you know, like, and this, I'm getting this more from the women out there, that you might have had male friends when you were younger that you thought you were friends with these people, and meanwhile they were like hoping to get their shot at you, and then when you turned them down they were like couldn't handle that and just rejected you. And that's part of your shadow, right? Because then you had to battle the idea that, okay, fine, you know, if I'm not interested in you, I'm not interested in you. And if you can't handle just being my friend and being emotionally mature about this, then that's fine. We don't have to be friends because clearly you're not my friend anyways. You released that, right? And now you might be a little bit solitary. Like, I think that you have a lot of friends, but I think that you also spend a lot of time on your own. Like, you're so comfortable with your own energy, which again is so sexy to so many people. All right, amazing. I'm thrilled that you guys are joining me for this reading. You guys have amazing energy. All right, so let's get some more cards. What is so sexy about pile number one? What is so sexy about pile number one? Nice. You're very charitable. Yes, and I think that you're deeply spiritual people, like I've said before. Like, I think you're in tune with your spirit guides. Like, I would not be surprised at all if some of you were working in spiritual fields. You have strong defenses, right? Your boundaries are sexy to people because there's just like this exclusivity about you. You just, like, that's that energy I keep getting of you being expensive. You know, like you put people through their paces too. You know, like you are looking out for red flags. And you are so open and so loving, and if people, you make friends easily, but if somebody wants to take it to the next level, you are going to put them through their paces, right? It's that energy of like, come correct or don't come at all. And people are like, see you just as like this star. You're a prize to them. Fortune card. You know, they think you could be famous. Publicity card. Like, you've got all of your stuff together. You got the order card. Like, you've got it all organized. Your life is pulled together. You are, you know, winning battles left and right. You are creating the life that you want. You've got hobbies. You're going out. You're doing things. You're experiencing new things. I think that you look at the world in a different way than any of these people have ever looked at the world, right? Like, I think that you turn their lives upside down and they're like so intoxicated by this, because I keep being shown this scenario where someone like is like basically like taking a blanket right off of their couch or off of their bed and then like cutting it into this like amazing coat and like making a coat out of this like vintage blanket that they found. Like just very, now you might not be a seamstress, you might not be a designer, but it's that energy where you're like looking at an object that everyone only sees one way. They can only see the blanket as a blanket, and you're like, no, that's a coat. That's the most amazing coat that you've ever seen in your life. And you just like pull this stuff together. They're like, how? How are they doing this? How are they seeing things that way? I think that you probably are able to like, you know when bands are gonna like become popular, right? Like you're an early adopter. Partially it's because of your psychic abilities though, but partially I think you're also an old soul and you've had a lot of experience and you've lived so many different lives and you've been a different person in every one of those lives. So many different identities, right? That you're like a chameleon and you don't get frightened by things changing and adapting because you're like, God, like this is your subconscious. Your subconscious is telling you like things have changed so much from when we first started this journey. Like it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna work out in the end and it's all exciting. Whoa, that's incredible. So let's get a couple more cards. I'm just trying to feel the vibe of like which deck my guides want me to work with here. All right, I'm gonna pull a couple of these. Actually, they're saying this one too. Okay, cool. All right, so what can you tell me about what makes pile number 1 sexy? Oh, yes! Oh my God, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so you got the Muse of Materials. So this is like the King of Pentacles. Like I was saying, like you're a master manifester, like the High Priestess. You are able to take the resources that are around you and literally like multiply it times 10, you know? Like you have the energy where it's like, you know, we hear those founder stories about people that like, I had $100 in my bank account, or I came to America with $20 in my pocket and now I'm a billionaire. That's your energy, you know? Like you are able to really like create amazing abundance in your life, opportunities, experiences. You just transform and transmute the things that are around you to make your life more comfortable or more exciting. And like that is so intoxicating to people. Like it's so sexy. And I get the energy that you're like a real chameleon. I don't think that you are the same for very long. You know, you might change your appearance a lot. You might like be really creative with the clothes that you wear. You might change your hair color a lot. You might, but I get the sense that it's like an evolution, like the way that somebody who was very fashionable and on trend is, but it's like you set the trends, you know, like you're forward thinking. And it's, you got the 2 of Materials, the 2 of Pentacles, like everything is balanced. Going back to this balancing of the male and female energies. Now that might be part of it. Maybe you're gender fluid too. Like, you know, maybe that you stepped into your power in that way. Or maybe you like to mix up your fashion and you don't like to necessarily like stick to one particular aesthetic. You know, like you might like to wear a lot of black or like things that people might associate with like a gothy aesthetic, witchy aesthetic, right? Which wouldn't surprise me at all with the High Priestess and the Empress coming out. But then the next day you might be wearing like a flowered dress and like have a totally different, like more boho look to you, you know, like you might change it up. Or maybe you wear really masculine clothes one day and you wear really feminine clothes the next day. But I just get the sense that it's like constantly changing and you go by what you feel in the energy. That might not be applicable to the way you look. That might be applicable to what you're doing with your life. You know, you might be a person that is a constant scholar and you like to learn and learn and learn and learn and learn. So you're the type of person that you might have a particular career, but you still want to go back to school and get more education, like racking up master's degrees or PhDs, or you just like to get a lot of licenses is what I'm getting. Like you might be like, oh, I really want to get my trucking license, and then I'm going to learn to become a pilot, and then I'm going to become like a Reiki healer. And it's like you're getting like all these certifications is what I'm getting. Now that might all be in spiritual realms. You might be like, I'm going to get a certification for tarot, and then I'm going to do Reiki, and then I'm going to do numerology, and then I'm going to go and take some training in shamanism. Like whatever it is, it's like you're constantly adding to your resume, if you will, right? Like you like to just keep things moving forward. No stagnation here at all. You really, really like things to like be fresh. And to you, it doesn't feel like it's at a rapid pace of change at all. To you, it feels totally natural. And to others observing you who are used to things staying sort of like even keeled or the same for long periods of time, to them, it feels like you are changing on a daily basis. And that is really sexy to them because they cannot for the life of them figure out how you feel comfortable doing that. And it's because of all the shadow work you did. You know, you have faith that everything is going to work out. You keep your vibe high. Okay, so what else is sexy about pile number 1? Yes, you're totally self-aware. You got the awareness card. Connection. Oh my God. Connection not only to your deeper, darker side, but also to source because you got the water card. And there is just the bottom half of an octopus or a squid here, and they are so easily able to adapt and transform themselves, transform their physicality, change like the physical, you know, coloration or the texture of their skin, or like squeeze out of like tough situations and blossom from it. I think that you guys have experienced sorrow and pain and trauma, and others were like, I don't know how they are ever going to recover from this. You know, you might have experienced like divorce and job loss, and or like somebody really close to you passing away, and it just shattered your whole world. And then all of a sudden you just like rose up like the phoenix, and you transformed, you transmuted yourself into the true embodiment of your like highest vibration. Like you just like owned your own power and authenticity, and that's when you became this like true god / goddess, right? The high priestess and the empress. It's just like there's no denying it. Like you are so balanced, and I think you're truly happy on your own. So if you haven't already met like the love of your life, and some of you have and some of you haven't, you are gonna meet somebody and in the future, if you haven't already, that is going to be so balanced and powerful. You guys are going to literally like shake your community up, shake your family up, shake the world up. Like this is like you're here, you have a specific mission. Like I love this energy so much. It makes me want to like just continue and do another reading for you. I want to know what your life purpose is. I want to know like, you know, what your spiritual gifts are. And I feel like that's the energy that other people have around you. They're like, I want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know more. Like they're so sexy. Oh my God. That is like, you have pretty intoxicating energy. I really like it. All right, so I'm gonna get a final card here. I'm gonna use this new little Freda Kahlo deck. You have the energy of Freda, you know, like no matter what the obstacles, she was like, I'm gonna overcome it. I'm going to create. She had love affairs with so many powerful men. She was at like, you know, on the pulse of everything that was going on. She was completely authentic about how she presented herself. She's legendary. And like, that is the energy that I'm getting from you guys. All right, so let's get one final card about what makes pile number 1 so sexy. What makes pile number 1 so sexy? Oh, you guys got 3 cards. Okay. So you got, your endurance will bring you success. Never defend yourself. Remain present in your heart. Yes, that's that energy I was feeling before, where you're just like, I am not going to battle anyone to respect my rights. I'm just going to release them. And if you have a problem with it, that's fine. I'm going to stay in my love energy. I don't need to get angry. I don't need to get hostile. I can just stay in my own authentic power and move on towards my joy and my happiness. You know, you don't defend yourself, you just release those people. And you got, be prepared for more. Learning, understanding, opportunities, and love. Yes! You guys love to know more, expand, grow. It's like, that's the natural energy of the universe. That's why we're all here. To expand and grow, you know, learn lessons, expand our soul, love, create, and you are totally in tune with that, and you just thrive from that energy, and it's so sexy. And then you got, make a journal of your creative destiny, a very beautiful, intricate picture of your dreams. That's what your whole energy is about. Like, literally, this I think is the whole theme of what makes you sexy. That you have this idea, this picture of what you want your life to look like, and you follow through with that with such conviction. You've painted your life a certain way, and you're just like allowing it to blossom. You've like taken the reins and you are driven towards your dreams, and other people look to you as a source of inspiration, and ultimately as they're doing that, they just fall in love with you. It's incredible. Wow, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This was such a thrill doing this for you. I love your energy. I hope you come back. If you like the reading, if it resonated, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel or give me a thumbs up. That's a big help to me as well. And if anyone's interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can always go to my website, odessamall.com, and all of my services and my booking information is available there. So I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. Okay, so I've got your cards here and your candle. Let's see what you got. What makes you so sexy? You got perseverance, and it says the motivation to keep going despite the odds. Eccentricity. Father of Swords. That would be the King of Swords in a traditional tarot deck. The Hanged Man. And breath, and Bridget, creative spark. Whoa. So you guys are very creative thinkers. You know, I think that you see the world in a unique way. I think you look at things from a different perspective, and you really help people to like blossom and expand the way they see the world. Like, there's just so many images here talking about communication and looking at things from a different perspective. So the Father of Swords, swords are always about communication. Father or King of Swords is the master of communication, and looking at things from a different perspective. And then the Hanged Man, again, is talking about looking at things from a different perspective. Now, the Hanged Man is also a card that talks about being able to look at things from a different perspective because they have sacrificed. And you got this perseverance card. Like, you sacrifice things for your vision. Now, you might be artists, you know, like this might be talking about you sort of sacrificing everything else for your art, because what you want is to be able to take your creative ideas that you're getting through your intuition. And I get that energy from the Bridget card with the creative spark, because she has a crown of rowan branches or mountain ash around her head. And the rowan tree is connected with the tree of life. It's based on Celtic traditions. And this is talking about creative ideas, creative expression. It's talking about, I'm getting like the energy of a Renaissance person, somebody who dabbles in a lot of different fields and is good at a lot of different things. And it helps them, you, to be able to create new and possibly even eccentric ways of problem solving or like seeing the world, right? I think that it's because you can sort of, you know, dabble in so many different areas, and therefore your intuition is giving you ideas about a whole bunch of different things, that you sort of breathe life into new, possibly old art forms, but you breathe new life into them, or old ideas that you bring new life to, because this breath card has these flowers growing out of the top of the lungs. And then Bridget, the rowan branches are in they're in bloom, which only happens in the fall. So we'll get to that in a second. And then the eccentricity card, this mermaid is also holding a branch that is also in bloom. So the fact that the rowan tree is here and it only comes into blossom, bears fruit in the fall is interesting, because the energy that I'm getting from this, as well as the hanged man and the eccentricity card, because there's a walled city here, is that you actually like to be on your own. You can be sort of solitary, and you like to indulge yourself creatively on your own. I think you have strong boundaries, and people find that really sexy. There's a certain mystery about you, a certain allure that I think that you might keep people a little bit at arm's length. But I think that partially it's because I think you have felt sort of smothered in relationships in the past, and you know that you're here to deliver this wisdom or truth. You know, like oftentimes, like the energy that we that has, you know, has people drawn to us is also part of our creative force, our life purpose. You know, our dharma is connected to this same creative birthing energy. And for you, you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing here. It's to deliver this message, this new idea, birth this new product, you know, helping people to see things from a different perspective. And so people are drawn to you because of whatever your message is. Like, I'm getting the energy of sort of a slow burn here. They're drawn to you because of what you're creating. And then they fall in love with you. And then they end up feeling a little defeated to a certain degree, because I think that you know what you need to continue to create this work or bear this message, and they want to get beyond the boundaries. But I think for you, you feel like you've been really transparent about who you are, and almost to the point where you feel too vulnerable about who you are, because you feel like everything that people need to know to potentially even hurt you is right there in your work. And so you might keep people at arm's length to a certain degree because of that. But I also feel like you're just super self-sufficient. Like, I think you're connected with source. You get intuitive information, and that's what guides you towards these creative ideas, and you just express yourself. Now, I don't feel like you are like cold or anything like that. Like, I get this real sort of like eccentric, excited, bubbly like energy where there's a youthful exuberance, you know, like I don't think that you like to be pinned down. I don't think that you like to be controlled or in codependent dynamics. And some people really like that kind of like, you're my rock, I'm with you at all times. And you might have even had people drawn to you that needed a lot of that self-assurance, and the fact that you were so independent initially drew them to you, but then it also equally, your independence repelled them because they just weren't at the same stage as you when it came to like emotional healing. Now, I do think that if you meet somebody that you really, really want to have a strong connection with and something that's sustainable and long-term, you're going to have to understand that even though you're creatively really are bearing your soul, not everyone sees what you have put out there as a representation of you. Not everyone is able to read between the lines, and you might want to push yourself a little bit to open up. But I also equally believe that the right person for you will also be this creative spirit who is just very like carefree and fun loving. Like, I get the energy that you're the type of people, you know, your divine counterpart will be the same as you, that you're the type of people that like to, you know, go and travel and maybe like, okay, try like living in different places and trying a different lifestyle. Like my guides keep reminding me of this vacation spot. I went to a surf camp, and everyone that was there was from all over the world, and they were all there because they just wanted to learn how to surf, and they all had different jobs. It was like this commune kind of surf camp. And you have that energy, like you might want to go and try something like that. Now, if that is totally out there for you, you know, like, don't take my example literally. It's just an example of the energy. It might just be that you are willing to go and try any kind of food, you know, like you're the type of person that will go to a restaurant and you ask the waiter like to order for you, basically. You know, you don't need to control that. You want to have an experience. You want something to surprise you, because it helps you to understand yourself better and it helps you to birth new ideas. I also think you have a real Zen type energy about you, a real sense of peace. Like, I think that you're the type of person that could very happily go and spend an entire day just like chilling out in nature by yourself. You don't need any distractions. I mean, like, you don't even bring a radio with you. Like, you just are out there with your own thoughts, chilling. You know, you've brought a little snack with you and you're just like content. You're just, what I got is like, you're just blissed out on like just the little luxuries of life. You know, like, I'm also getting like, this eccentricity card really is speaking to me. Like, you might have been interested in buying a tiny house, you know, like you want to like build your own cottage using, you know, those shipping containers, you know, like that kind of energy. Like, just, you might have been the type of people that have been to Burning Man, or you wanted to like follow the Grateful Dead, that kind of energy, you know. Yeah, I just get real free spirited. I would not be surprised at all if you had like, because they just keep bringing up camp to me. Like, you might be camp people. You might be camp people that are at camp with me, and if you were, hi. But I just get like real, like, down to earth, simple pleasures, creative freedom. And I think you have a real truth about, you know, how you see the world. I don't think that you hold back, but I don't think you're harsh either about your truth. And people just find that so, so sexy. I also get the energy that you're able to make things happen that other people don't necessarily think will be able to be successful, or, You know, and that could be like a business idea, but it could also mean that you just have an innovative way of approaching a problem, and your solution, although it's totally in left field and no one has ever tried it that way, it ends up being way more economical. It's a better fit. It just is, you know, it's more, it solves the problem sooner, you know, like it's just all around a better approach. That's the energy that you have, and people find it so sexy. All right, so what else can you tell me about, just want to make sure I have it right way up, about what makes pile number 2 so sexy? What makes pile number 2 so sexy? Yeah, you have a real sense of justice and balance about you. Nice. Oh gosh, so many cards. Okay, so let's see here. Oh my God. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so you have the Justice card. So I think that you got the 6 of Materials, which is talking about a fair and even trade. I think, and Temperance, which is, again, similar energy to the Hangman. I think that you've been through trauma in your past. I think that you've been in places with like the 8 of Voices, like self-limiting beliefs, and you struggled with your own shadow. The Moon being representative of the shadow. I think that people hurt you. The 9 of Voices, they took you for granted. And now this could be like romantic partners, but this could also be like your family. You might have had trauma from your childhood, and it was a huge struggle for you. The 10 of Inspirations, and then the 5 of Emotions coming forward. And that's talking about looking at things from a pessimistic point of view. And you took authority in your life. You transmuted your pain. You decided, I am going to take all of this pain, all this hardship, and I'm going to use it as material for my creative vision. You set up boundaries for yourself. You became the wounded warrior, the 9 of Inspirations. And you sort of decided to make justice for yourself. And you started to talk about your experience. Now, like I was saying before, I think that you think that you've been very transparent with people, like they know almost too much about you. Whereas your way of describing yourself or exposing yourself, if you will, can be, for not all of you, but for some of you, can be a little bit cryptic. You are being truthful, but not everyone is able to read between the lines. You got the Ace of Voices. So this is talking about you having a new way of communicating, a new way of expressing yourself, and you finding that balance that you didn't have before with Temperance, like I was saying before, and you giving to people as much as you take from people or an experience. And it brought you into balance with your own emotions and your intuition. The Muse of Emotions is the king of emotions, creative energies. You're a master of being able to utilize your creative energies to, you know, build a life that feels right for you. You've built your own little ecosystem, and people just find that so sexy that you're able to transmute all of this, you know, trauma basically from the past, you know? Like, I think that there's a certain level of like danger around you, you know? I think that you'd be described sort of as like deep and poetic easily. Like, you might be in a band. Like, I could easily see you as writing songs and being in a band, or being an artist, being a bohemian. That's the energy I'm getting, you know? Like, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're living this bohemian life, but the images that I'm getting is like somebody converting a van into a home, and then traveling the like entire North America, traveling North America as they sort of express themselves in different ways and learn from different artists. Like, It's very, very sexy and alluring to people. And for you, really, you're totally contented in continuing to create your art. And I do feel that at some point you are going to meet a like-minded, eccentric creative where you're just gonna magnetize to each other and it's just gonna make sense, you know? Like, I just am getting this energy of like two artists that are creating work independently. You know, you might even have separate houses. Like I'm getting this Freda Kahlo energy, and she and Diego Rivera, who was her husband, they lived in two separate houses that were right next to each other with an adjoining bridge. I think that you could very well see that as appealing. You know, like you spend time with the person when you want to, but you don't have to be in each other's space at all times. Like, that's the energy I'm getting. And if that's not the case for your actual relationship, I do think that you have a lot of separateness. Like, you have your own hobbies and you have maybe even some friends that are separate. Like, not that you keep your lives separate. I think that you have adjoined lives, but you are not weirded out if the person that you're with goes out with their friends without you. There isn't this, you know, energy where you have to be together at all times, and people find that really, really sexy as well. The right people get you. The right people totally get you, and even the wrong people find you intoxicating and like super sexy, but I think that you feel a little stifled with those people, a little smothered. So let me get a couple final cards about what people find sexy about you. Let me get one more. What do people find sexy about pile number 2? Okay, that's too many. Let's try it again. What do people find sexy about pile? Oh, geez. Okay, I'll just read them. Okay. Do you feel free? And what does it mean to you? Say, I am free, I am free, I am free. Yes, exactly. You are free spirits. You need to be free to create. And people find that really, really sexy. And then you got, the most wonderful gift you can give is you being you, your beautiful, true self. And I do think that you're very authentic. You're very true to yourself. I think some people in the past, like I was saying, they might think that you overindulge in, you know, your own sense of self, that they might have felt that you were selfish, but you just knew who you are and you wanted to fulfill your life's purpose, and you didn't want to have to give up on that or constantly be filling somebody else's cup so that they felt like they were good enough. You know, you need to be with someone who's really, really strong. Yeah, really, you truly do. I think that there's a real draw to you, but I don't think you match with tons and tons of people because of your own independence. And you got, don't miss an ideal creative opportunity because it looks like work. Good work is happiness. Yes, I think that you're all about your creative endeavors, perseverance. I don't think that you could ever be with someone who you perceive to be lazy. I think that you would have to be with someone who is as driven as you. And you got, let your creativity take you between nothing and everything. Your heart knows why. Yes, I think that you can, like, you're very passionate about the things that you love. I think you're the kind of person that could sit and talk at length about your passions. And your passions, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're just wanting people to just talk about everything that you're interested in. I think that you can apply what you're passionate about to any conversation with anyone. So they might be talking about chess, and you're able to find a way of applying how their passion, you know, the energy that they are exuding about chess to what you're passionate about. So you can be like a meeting of the minds, you know, you can talk about anything, and that person feels excited to be around you and talk to you because you're looking at things from a different perspective. You get them to look at their own passions in a new way that they had never thought about before. And you got live to honor a legacy of love and propel yourself with your infinity. Be the star of your life. Yes, you're definitely the star of your life. Absolutely. You know what you want out of life. And like I was saying before, if you're going to be on your own, you're totally okay with that. It doesn't mean that you're like phobic of relationships or anything like that. You don't have a fear of intimacy. You just know that you need to have separateness, and that is totally, totally okay. So I hope that this reading resonated with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if it did resonate for you. And if you haven't already joined the family, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to see you in the next reading. And if anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can always go to my website, odessamall.com, and you'll find all of my services and my booking information there. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Hi, pile number 3. Okay, so I've got your dice here and your card. Let's dive in and find out what makes you so sexy. So you've got abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. Influence, 6 of Cups, Daughter of Pentacles, and growth, and Lizzie, revelations. All right, so the energy that I'm getting from you guys is that you have a real youthful spirit about you. You are excited about the future. You are excited about what is coming your way. And you are not jaded by the past at all. You are looking eagerly towards the open doors for you, is what I'm being told. I do think that you've experienced hardships in the past, or possibly things didn't work out the way that you had wanted them to. That's the energy I'm getting with this influence card, but it hasn't deterred you. This might be a situation where like you have a vision for a business and you have tried launching this business a couple of different ways, and each time something has gotten in the way or it's failed, but you just 100% know that this is your purpose, and you just need to keep like facing your true north and keep going for it. Like I think that you take risks. Like my guides are reminding me of the dice, that I connect this with numerology. But I get this real gambler energy from you. You take a roll of the dice and you are okay with that because you feel like there is a good chance that you will have a great opportunity that comes forward to you, like the good fortune and lucky chances of this card. And I think that, I'm being reminded of the story of Adam and Eve taking a bite of the apple from the tree of knowledge because she was curious, because she wanted to know more, because she wanted to experience more. And I think that that's your energy. I think that you have been an inquisitive person your entire life, and people find that really, really sexy. I get the feeling like you've got a lot going on. You try a lot of new things that like, I'm getting that. I think you collaborate with a lot of people, like you might have a job where you do one thing and you're working with people at your work. And then you might be, in a band. And then you're also like writing, like a blog with other people, or you have a YouTube channel or a podcast where you do develop content with friends. Like none of those examples might resonate for you, but it's not the example that's important. It's the energy of what I'm talking about. I just think that you're doing a lot of different things with different people. You're collaborating with a lot of different people because this growth card, you know, it's the spinal column has a whole bunch of other spinal columns with other heads growing off of it. It's like, you know, 100%, your intuition is telling you that you're going to have a major breakthrough. You're going to have a big break where you're going to have major success. You're just not entirely sure where it's coming from yet, but you just have this like sort of electric energy around you with like Lizzie. She's literally capturing lightning in her hand, and it's creating this dragon, and the dragon is a symbol of good luck. And you have that. You have like, you can catch lightning in a bottle kind of energy about you. I think that you inspire a lot of people too with just like the sheer number of ideas that you have, or the passion that you have about the things that you're doing, and like you just light them up. And even, it doesn't matter how old you are, you have a youthful energy about you, because the Daughter of Pentacles is a youthful energy, the beginning sort of a journey where you're starting to work towards mastery in whatever field you're trying to accomplish a goal. And then this Six of Cups is also talking about reminiscing with the past, and like thinking back to old memories, maybe even connecting with people from the past. So you might be really fondly remembered by the people that knew you in the past. Like they might, like the people that say you went to high school with might have always thought of you as an innovator, always thought of you as somebody who took chances and risks. Now, I think that at some points, like I said with this influence card, there was a certain level of danger around you where you might have been taking risks where it was sort of dangerous or didn't work out in your favor. And that might have been something that you really learned a lot from and grew from it, whereas other people would never have taken that risk in the first place. And that's what they find so sexy about you, that you are, you know, there's a certain amount of like thrill around being around you. And I think it takes a strong person to sort of go toe to toe with you and like stay in lockstep with you, because I get like daredevil type of energy from you. Like you might want to go skydiving. You just like, yeah, there's a real like, I think that you like being in situations where it might possibly work out badly, because I just got this like, let's go snorkeling with sharks. Like that kind of energy. Like where somebody who's got more of a nervous nature to them would never ever even consider doing that, but they also find that really alluring about you. Like I just strongly get this kind of like real daredevil, like push yourself to the limit, real physical too, really physical. I wouldn't be surprised if you like a lot of sports and physical activity, whether you work out a lot or like there's something about being grounded in the body. I also think that you like beautiful things, and I think that you like having nice clothes and presenting yourself in a certain way. There's a certain amount of bravado about you, which is very enticing to a lot of people. Like I think that you have a certain aesthetic. I think that you have a certain way of carrying yourself, and you have a lot of confidence. And ultimately, that's what's bringing you this fantastic good fortune. You know, you're magnetizing opportunities to you because you are manifesting them. And I think that you know that there's a certain plan for you, right? Like you're just trying to plant your roots though, as you work towards these ideas coming through to you. I also get the energy that you might even like light little fires in people, you know, like where they might never be pushing themselves as much as you push yourself, but they are changed by the experience of knowing you, and they do start to you know, maybe they just are a little more adventurous in the types of vacations that they take, or they finally take a class that they had been sort of nervous about taking for a really long time, that kind of thing. Because I get the energy that nothing really frightens you that much. You know, it's not that you never get nervous about anything, but you want to conquer your fears. So you push yourself past them, and you don't mind being vulnerable to a certain degree. Like, I think, and when I say you don't mind being physically vulnerable to a certain degree, I do think that you like being perceived a certain way, and that you have an identity that you have defined for yourself, and you project that. It's like kind of this fake it till you make it type of energy that is working in your favor for sure, and people are impressed. I get the energy that you're like a rising star, you know, like you would be the type of person that would be like, you know, the youngest person to make partner if you were like in a particular law firm, or, you know, you are, you know, you would be the person that like the very first entrepreneur in your family at a really young age, you know, like you start your own thing, you start your own business, or, you know, something about like recording your own album. Like, so there might be a couple of musicians. There's just something about like recording your own album, like when you're 13 or you're 14 and you like set up your own recording studio in your basement or in your bedroom or something like that, kind of like real innovator. And like, because you're not afraid of failure, and you're not really afraid of looking like silly to a certain degree, you do take risks that will more likely pay off. It's that gambler energy again. I still get the energy that you edit yourself to a certain degree, but you also, it's a certain balance between you allowing yourself to look silly and be out there, while also sort of like maintaining a certain, you know, presence. And people find it really, really, really enticing. So let's find out some more about you guys and what people find so sexy about you. Yes, you just got the romance card. So you might be a real like romantic. Sorry, 1 second. You might be a real romantic. You might be somebody who just also falls in love very easily. You like to romance people. That's the energy that I'm sort of getting here with this romance card. I think that the right person for you needs to be someone who can keep you on your toes. Yeah, you got romance, and then you got versatility and assertion and vision and fulfillment, decision and indecision. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so you know exactly what you want out of life. You're very decisive about what you want out of life. You have your eye on the prize. You have vision, and what you want is to be seen as very successful. You want to fulfill your dreams. You want to assert your authority and dominance, I'm getting. Like, I think you want to be at the top of your game. You want to be like the leader. You want people to look to you as somebody who's a real authority in whatever you're doing. And you are willing to romance people, and you are willing to be very adaptable and versatile to get to your goal, you know? So if you have to be a charmer, I think you can be a charmer, and I think that you can put it on to a certain degree. It's part of that, you know, like editing yourself or wearing an effective mask, not like a toxic mask. You just put on the charm when necessary so that you can create connections with people and so that you can get closer to your goal. And you're constantly looking for different ways where you can adapt yourself and find a solution to your problem so that you can get over obstacles, right? This person couldn't walk over the rocks, so they bent over backwards to walk over the rocks on their hands, you know, like that's your energy. And you are not about indecision. You know, the people that aren't willing to take the risk, they're not willing to step forward and be seen, like this is real influencer type energy. Like you might have a social media presence. I do get the feeling like there is an energy here of beautiful people being beautiful, you know, like doing fabulous things, being strategic about how they present themselves, you know, like having a social media strategy, you know, having vision for how you want to project yourself and how you want to slay dragons, right? And that you want to deliver a message, you want to create something in the world, but you also want to have all of your material needs fulfilled. And people just find that really, really sexy. That I think that you have real like glamour to you. Like I really do. I feel like you have glamour. Like I said, I'm getting like the beautiful people energy here. Like I think you have beautiful clothes. I think that you have like nice hair. You like take care of yourself physically and that you keep on top of trends. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's the trend that everyone is doing. You might be on top of outsider trends, you know, like you might be like a visionary when it comes to that kind of stuff. But you are very well curated is what I'm getting, and brave and dominant and strategic, and you use all of the tools at your disposal to get ahead in life. You really have this strong vision and people just love it. I think they learn a lot from you. They're learning how to turn the wheel of fortune for themselves forward. Like I could easily see you guys as being like social media influencers talking about manifesting, you know, like, or living your best life, that kind of energy. And if that doesn't relate to you, if it's not like a spiritual practice, like this could be actors, this could be, I just feel like lots of content creators, and you're like, or it could be marketing people. This could be people that work for social media businesses, you know, like companies and things like that, developing new apps. Yeah, there's just a real, you could also be working in finance because I get that energy too, especially with this fulfillment card and this giant bag of money. Always makes me think of people that work in finance, like Wall Street kind of energy. I also with the slaying dragons, you know, like there's just that strong standing on the throne. You know, like that's really truly the energy I'm getting. So let's get some more cards and find out what else people find so sexy about you, pile number 3. What do people find so sexy about pile number 3? Fighting. Ooh. Okay. So let's see. All right. Yeah. There is just like a natural charisma about you. You got the Devil card. Like I was saying, there is an energy where you present yourself in a certain way. Some people might view that as wearing a mask. But you are projecting a persona. Like if you were an artist, you are like a musician, a performer, it would be like Beyonce with like Sasha Fierce. Like that's her persona. And you have that. but you might not necessarily be an artist. You just have your game face. That is exactly it. You have game face. And you made a decision, you got the Two of Voices, that you were going to really, excuse me, step into your power. Sorry, one second. You were going to step into your power, and you weren't going to allow the pain from the past overcome your determination. You weren't going to let that pain from the past, the self-limiting beliefs, you got the Three of Voices as well, which is talking about heartbreak and pain. You allowed yourself to and you got the Nine of Voices, which is also talking about deep wounds. It's talking about depression. It's deep sorrow. You've experienced deep pain and sorrow in the past. You reflected on that. You released the self-limiting beliefs that weren't allowing you to be your authentic self. You walked away from them, the Eight of Emotions, and you took time on your own to self-reflect, look within, and really determine what you wanted out of life. And then that lit a fire inside you, and you came out even stronger, and now you know who you are. I think that there's more than one side to you. Like I said, I think that there is this side, your game face, and then there's the person that you are behind closed doors. But I think that the person that you show to the outside world is this like counterpart, if you will, or this persona. And people find that person really exciting, enticing, extremely sensual, sexy, in tune with their physical body, like I said, and a little bit dangerous for sure with the devil. But I think deep inside you, when you're on your own, you're very introspective and you can be a little bit solitary, which people also, I think, interpret as being sort of dark and mysterious. That's the energy I'm getting. So let me get some final cards about what people find so sexy about you, pile number 3. Okay, let's see. You got, oh, there's tons here. Okay, so you are infinity, being defined through the impact of your creative spirit in motion. Yes, you are limitless, is what that's saying. You are creating, you believe in yourself, you believe in your ideas, you know that anything you dream, you can achieve as long as you fix your sight on that, you hold your vision, you are strategic about how you proceed, and you never lose faith in yourself, and you'll have everything you want. It's your birthright to explore your creative path and be happy your entire life. Yes! You have a real joy about you, and you want to achieve certain things, and you're willing to let some people and experiences go so that you can achieve these goals. You know, I think that you have the energy that if you're not working with me, you're working against me, and to a certain degree, you know, like not in a toxic way. But you will release people if they're holding you back. And it's gonna bring you great fortune. You are special, so be special. Decide to specialize in something for your creative success. Yes, you know that you are here to achieve a certain special purpose, and you're gonna keep moving forward, even though I don't think you know entirely exactly what that purpose is yet. You might have a general idea. This might be a situation where you do have a social media platform where you're getting followers, you're getting traction. But you know in your heart that there's something bigger that you're going to be delivering to the world through that platform. right? You're gonna have a message. You just don't necessarily know what that final message is gonna be, but that's okay. You can only lift others above fear with creativity, love, and a lightness of being. You totally get that you cannot pull people out of their own indecision. That you have the strength and the fearlessness to bend over backwards and walk over those stones on your hands. You cannot do that and pull somebody forward with you. They have to be willing to fight their own dragons. And they find that so sexy about you. Like, it's just, I think that you have an energy where it's like, people really take you seriously immediately, even if you're very young, you know, like just because you're so authentic and driven and passionate and fiery about what you want to achieve. And it's just so unbelievably sexy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, if you could give me a like, that would be amazing. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please join us. I would love to have you. And if anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, then you can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can find out about all of my services there, and all of my booking information is there as well. So I hope I see you guys in the next reading. Have a great day and take care.